Bank of America, or if I go to Amazon.com, everything you see here is all about web content. So like this is image, this is a text box, this is a drop down box, right? These are like menus. Menu has options, and you have like drop down, your images and other kind of things also available. Now you can see these are images that are clickable. This is the slider, image sliders. You can see a lot of things you can do, like example slide bar, shopping cart. You can see there are links. All those are HTML. So if you right click any page and if you say view page source, that code you see is HTML. So this code actually is divided into two sections. So if you see this page, whenever somebody say web page, we sometimes refer as a document. So web page is also referred as a document. So web page is known as a document. So this is kind of document, and the document has two main sections. The first section is called header, and the second section is a body. So header and body. Now, normally header is not visible to user, but body where you will see everything, and everything start with HTML. That's a parent tag or element or command, HTML, and closing by HTML. So everything is start and close with HTML. I hope so far so good. Awesome. Now you can see here there is a head, right? And if you scroll down, these are all head portion. And if I scroll down, there should be a body section. So body section start with body tag, body, and then closing body tag. So this is always you will see, like every HTML will have a body, and every HTML most likely will have a header. So header start with head. Again, for time being, we are only focusing today about body section because more decoration happens in body sections. All the HTML command we're going to learn, which will be part of the body section. So in this page, if I scroll down somewhere, you will see body section. And right now still scripting. And if you see that, because this is the what you call Amazon page, they do a little differently, but you will see somewhere this is still header. You can see this header, and if I do Control F and look for body, somewhere you can see the body, and they're dynamically, some website dynamically represent this content. Same thing if I go to Bank of America, the login page, this is a text box, this is the text box, this is a check box, this is the button, this is the also clickable thing, this is the button. You can see this one is decorated by hypertext H1, and this is color, style, menus, image, all those things you can do through HTML. Basically HTML helps you to decorate this page. So if you see here, this page is decorated, color, style, and all. So HTML has a family. HTML normally works with the decoration. But if you want to have color, style, and all, there is one thing called CSS, which is called Cascade Style Sheet. So if you apply, then this HTML command will now become a much more richer in the sense of color, styles, and you will have animations. You can have different type of flavor. If example, if you want to have like some kind of round shape, if you want to have like a bigger thing, customization. So CSS is very popular. So it goes hand to hand. But as a QA students, you don't need to worry about CSS because that is normally done by web designer. So web designer is the one who mostly do the work here, HTML and CSS. Also, there is one thing called JavaScript. JavaScript is something mostly web designer or web developer use to do action driven. So for example, if I click here, what happened? If I enter username and password, and if I click here, I want to do basic check. Did the user has entered username and password? If not, I want to give the error message. So the browser side, if you want to do some validation, you can do in JavaScript, though for QA students, you don't have to worry about it. The most important for Selenium students should know HTML and sometimes need to know CSS. But overall, HTML command will make the magic for you. So far, so good. Awesome. Thank you for confirming. So now, how do we start? So first, I would encourage you all to go to our Infotech guide. You can see it, Infotech guide, and go to About Us menu. So here is the About Us menu. And in About Us menu, if you go to Forum, I have Design, About Us menu, and there is a forum. So you click on the forum. And when you click on forum, you do need to sign up. Please understand, you are signing up forum. First time user, you need to sign up. Again, I only approve for our existing students. So you can see sign up button is here. Now, those who already have an account and I have approved, you just need to do login. So existing students will do login and the new students will do sign up. So when I click on sign up, it will ask me to sign up. So if you are new students, you can click here and then complete the details. Make sure you complete the details properly, your email address and all. Once I approve you, you will get an email and then you will be able to log in. The first step is to provide clear detail. Make sure you enter your first name, last name, email correctly and phone, because I will verify and I will approve. So first you register. When you register, I get an email, and once I get an email, I will approve it. So once I approve. Once I approve, then you come back again. So once I approve, you come back again, and this time you will say, hey, I have a login and I want to log in. So you use your email address, which you use when you were signing. So I have my email and I'm using and signing up. So now you can see I sign up. When I sign up, my logo will show up or my name will show up here. So far, so good. Awesome. Now, if you go down, there is a concept here, or category called quality assurance. It is one of the best category. I would encourage you to watch here. You can see there are 9,000 plus students have accessed that, which is amazing. I'm very blessed that you have been accessing, and I'm super excited to do such kind of work. More you access, more feedback you give, more work I do. My goal is to make sure you learn the concept in and out, and it will help you to find a good job and you can do more productive work and impressive work at organizations. So let's dive in. So when you go to quality assurance, you will see so many things, but today's session, we are going to focus on HTML. And later on, we'll talk about JSON, which is next week. We'll talk about the JSON and all. Another part also we'll talk about as a quality aspect. Web services also, we talk about that, but we'll go in detail as coming class. So right now I'm going to click on it. So when I click on it, you will see there are so many things are there. As I explained, if you read about HTML is very important because anything you access on a web is kind of using HTML. It's been in market for maybe I would say almost 25 to 30 years. And it is helping us to decorate and describe our business content on a web so anybody can access through phone, tablet or computer. We talk about HTML, it's a web page and there are so many things you can do. Now let's think about the document. So as I said before, this is the document. So from here to here, it's a document and it is divided into two sections. So we talk about it is started with HTML and ended with HTML. And head where you put all the things which is title and all, you put it here. And this is the body where you do the work. You can see this is the start element and this is the close element. Just few things to know. HTML is not a case sensitive, but I always encourage you to use consistency. I mean, start with lowercase, end with lowercase, and anything you start, make sure you end. So example, you start title, you close title. This is called element, closing element or closing tag, and this is called text. You can have tags in the element. Those element which does not have tags, we call empty tag. So we call empty tag. So there are some empty tags we're going to learn also in few minutes. Okay. So now head and body. Head is mostly like title or JavaScript or anything link case you want to do like CSS and all. We'll talk more about it. But again, you as a Selenium user may not be, interested in. Most important part is body. I also created some video. So please watch this video. It will help you how this command works. I kind of explain command one by one and it will be very helpful. So now let's say I want to do practice. So as a beginner, we will start with a very simple website called, there is a website called W3 School HTML. So I really like this site, W3 School HTML. Again, W3 School HTML, search in a Google, W3 School HTML and you press enter. So when you press enter, you will see this link, W3 School HTML. I really like that last 20 plus years, this site has been in demand and most of our students get benefit. And I'll also show you how to do the things in a local machine with Notepad++. So you click on here and it will show up here. And if you scroll down, you will see this page. This page again, which we talk about HTML start, HTML ends, head start, head ends, body starts, body ends. I like try it yourself. So you don't have to install anything. You can just get started. Now, there are a few things to know. Here you write command. You can see this is the command. It's kind of written in a markup language. Markup means actually it's hard to read. But browser understand each and every markup like a command, and browser will interpret that and give you better page like that. This is the display page, which is called view. When you click on run, you see this result. So any command you write, you need to click on run and you will see result right away. Now we'll start with 0. So I'm going to delete that, highlighting and delete, highlight and delete, highlight and delete. Now let's get started. So first thing, you write HTML command, right? And then close your HTML. So you close your HTML and inside that you write head and close head. You can see I'm writing alignment. Formatting doesn't matter, but it's a good citizen rule. Always do alignment. Alignment means it looks good. If somebody read, it should be readable. I like that way. So body. Now if I run this, page will be empty because technically speaking, I did not write anything here. Now, if I write here, let's say example, head H1, heading 1 means show me the big font and I'll say hello world, right? So if I say hello world and if I write that and if I click on run, you can see it's bigger. And if I copy this part and if I do that again, and there are two ways, two text will show up. I can say hello friend and you can see that. Pretty good, huh? This command is being interpreted by our browser. So you can see H1 is the starting tag or element and this is the closing. There is no space before and after. It's just like one tag. So make sure you have proper closing tag. Start and close. Any questions so far? Okay, perfect. Now, in case, let's say, if you want to do smaller font, you can do H2. So they have varieties of H1, H2, it's a subheading like that you can do. And if you copy this thing, Control C, Control V. And if I do that, and if I run, you can see small font. So you can do that. You can also decorate this by adding a style. So example, I can say, so color is attribute and I'll say red. And if I run that, so you can see here, I need to change this align. So let's do align first. Color is maybe font color or big color. Align, let's say it's a center. And if I align, this is called attribute. So these is elements. Anything is in this angular, it's called element. Speak with me, element, element or tag, element or tag, element or tag. And inside these thing, it's called attribute. This is important for Selenium student because you will be using during Selenium thing, attribute. And this is the value. So this attribute align has value center. And if I click on that, what happens? Check it out. So it forces you to center. And if I do left, it will take me to the left. Left is the default. And if I do right, it is going to take me to the right side. So far, so good. So let me now jump into our forum because I have done some prior work. So if you scroll down, I have explained each and every command here. So what is HTML, what is head, what is title, what is body, what is paragraph. Paragraph means like smaller paragraph. And all those things are, we can see. So like example, you can highlight this thing and copy this. So if I go back here and oops, not here. And if I highlight and paste it here, so you can see yourself each and everything. Of course, H1 is the highest level heading and S6 is the smaller level heading. And you can see each one has a different style. So far, so good. Awesome. Awesome. Again, everything I have done for you. So let's go back here. And if I see here, this is what you see here. Now let's talk about order list. Order list means OL. OL means order list. It will show you number 1, 2, 3, 4. So example, if I copy this portion, and if I paste it here, so you will see it. I like to show you and teach you. That's the way basically you can learn better. So you can see here, I have say order list. This is started order list and closing order list. And LI means line item, started line item and close line item. So this is the first, second, third, and fourth. So when you say order list, it's going to give you 1, 2, 3, 4 like that. And if I do unordered list, UL means unordered list, then it's going to give you bullet point like that. So difference between order list, it gives you number, and unordered list means give you like bullet points. So now I hit done. Anything I write and until I run, it won't show up. So if I run it now, you can see right now, nicely visible order list. You can see that. Make sense or no? So far so good. Okay. Now anything you keep adding, it automatically it maintain the number. But if I say, look, I don't want to do order list, I want to do unordered list. So you can do UL. And if I do UL and if I run, you will see bullet point. Do you see the difference here? It used to be number here. Now you are seeing bullet point. So that's the magic about the order list and unordered list. Let's moving along. So if I go back again, there are certain things I have done. Say bold, italic, emphasize, and all. So let's do one by one. So if P stands for paragraph, P stands for paragraph. So here, if I do here, let's show you. So if P stands for paragraph, so P stands for paragraph means anything smaller you want to write, you write a paragraph, and B stands for bold. So this will do bold. So check it out. This is the bold. And bold means it's kind of stark with the black color. But if I say I, check it out. I means italic, means it's kind of like that. Okay, see the style here. You will understand, right? So please understand, this is the P, which is the outsider, and I, which is insider, right? And if I do U means underline, U means underline. So if you do U, it's underline. And if you see more, like I have other also called super and sub. So I'm going to try like something so you can understand, but there are options available. So you can do that. So delete also, it can strike out. So if I do delete, let me copy this one. So you can understand it's so easy when you follow the flow. So if I copy this one, so you can see strike means it will cross out. Pretty good, huh? So delete means strike out. You can easily strike out. All those things are command. So as you can see how easy it is to learn HTML. It's simple, it's easy, it's powerful. Moving along. So as you go further, you can see so many things you can do. And then I'll show you image. But image perspective, the problem in image, you need to have, so like example, if your web page, let's say store as a, let's say index.html. So you write a file extension as HTML. Then image is supposed to be stored on a same location. So you have to have image same location. So example, if I write here image.jpg, it has to be stored same location. So example, if I store on desktop, I need to store my HTML and image on the same location. I'll show you in a few minutes. And now let's do href. So href is like an example. If I copy that, it will give you a linkage between the pages. So I'll show you that as well. So example, if I do that, so what I'm saying is this is called anchor. What do we call anchor? Anchor means you're kind of saying href, if this link will be clickable. So if I click it, I'll go to this website like that. So check it out. So if I run it, and if I click on Google page, so you can see now it's clickable. And the reason it's clickable because it's anchor. So anchor means like it is allowing me to go to different website, right? So if I click on that Google page, so now the page is, they are not allowing me because we are using their website. But when we do this page locally, you will be able to see that. If I want to run again, I will see that. Let's say same thing. If I want to do CNN or Yahoo, I can just copy this, and A stands for anchor, and I can say www.cnn.com. Right? Some website allows, some website doesn't allow. I personally think it's their own thing. So CNN, and if I run it here, you might notice that even though I'm writing in a two line here, well, line 1 and line 2, it shows up in same line. The reason HTML does not go to second line unless you do BR. BR stands for break. BR stands for break. That's called empty tag. So when you start BR, you also close at the same time. So that's called empty tag. BR means break, means it press enter. So check it out, the magic. See here, both are there. But if I write BR anywhere, BR, and then close it like that, this is called empty tag because there is no text between that. So see here, this tag has starting and ending, and there is a text. However, in BR, there is no ending, there is no text. So you can start and close at the same time. So that's why it is called empty tag. I hope it is clear so far. Okay. Now, if I run it, you can see now it's a second line. And if I do couple of BR, it will be more like that, right? Like that. And if I click on CNN, you can see there is refusing, but doesn't matter. I'll show you. So far, any questions? Good. Now, let's say I want to do color. Let's say I want to color this thing. So if I want to color, I can add font, right? Font color equals to red, right? And I close it. So if I don't close my font, everything will be red. Check it out, right? Everything is red. But let's say I close here. I started in UL and I close here. So you can see the effect. So it start and close up to this level, font will be red. So check it out. This portion will be red. Why? Because you started and then you close it. So anything between here will be red color. If you don't close, everything will be red color, which is bad. Always remember, when you start, you close. Now you run it, you will not see this line red color. Ta-da. Perfect. Very good. Sometimes you may know write like example, like first, if you want to write first, so like example, you write 1 ST like that. So it will look like that one ST. But if you want to do up, so there is a command called sup, S-U-P, sup. So you can do that. And if you close sup, super subscript, so you can see here, so it's going like that. Pretty cool, right? So subscript means you kind of write like a second, third, right? If you write like that, so it is like a little bit above than this. So this is called super script. Script means you are going up, and sometimes you write 1 and 1.5, right? So if you want to do that, let's say example here, do br, and then let's say 1, and then I'll say sub, right? And I'll say 1.5 and sub. So you can see now what happens. You can see it is going like that. So it's going and going down. Again, you have a choice to make whichever you want to use. So what I really want you all to do using this command, write about your resume or something about that. So let me show you first table before we give you that type of exercise. So if I go back to our forum, this is like exercise. There is a line here. Let me show you how to get the line. So if I want to write line, just say HR. HR means horizontal line, HR. And if you run that, it's a whole line. Anyway, there is also certain parameter. So if you want to know more about it, just put it here and put it in a Google like that, HR and HTML like this, HTML HR command, right? So you can see that it gives you a lot of hint. And I like to go through HTML, and you can see there are so many things you can learn about HR. You can width, and also you can see style, width and all. So if I copy that, you can do a lot of interesting thing on HR, height, width and all. Again, spend time. So example, if I do that, just an example, style. So if I put the style here, so what will happen if you read the style width 50%? So it's instead of going entire, it will go to 50%. Check it out. Pretty good like that. And if I go further, and let's see, they have examples. So you can see this is like a style. So this tag supposed to be decorated like this way. So you can decorate also. Again, you don't need to know all for QA students. So I'm not going to go in detail, but you get the point. Now this is one table. I like the table part very well. So table means three things you need to understand. So table is like this. So table have first columns, and then you have rows. So tables consist with columns and row. So this side is the column. So this is column 1, this is column 2, this is column 3. So column 1, 2 and 3. And this is the row 1, row 2, row 3. Now you say, what is the first one then? What is the first one? So this is called heading, table heading. So this is called heading. So this is the heading. So normally you write ID, like a name, email. So that's a heading. And here you write 1, Tom, and Tom email, and Tom email, right? And then here write 2, Mary, and Mary email, right? And here 3, Kevin, and Kevin email. So this is what we're going to do. In order to do so, let's understand. First tag is the table. So here start and end is the table. So you have to do table. So start table, and border means how big the border want. If you do border 2, it will be thick, and border 1, it will be smaller. So you start with table tag first, please understand. So you start with table tag first. Once your table tag is done, you close the table tag. That's what I will do. So first you start with table tag and you close the table tag, and then you start with tr. Tr means row, and then you close tr. Again, case sensitive, doesn't matter. Try to write in lowercase. So tr means row. Inside tr, how many cell you have? So you have 3 cells. So you do td. Td means definition, and th means heading. So if I have heading, so you can see 1, 2 and 3. So you can see 1, this is start and end, start and end, start and end. So there is a 3 heading, and then each heading, and then row completes. So you can see here tr, which is starting row, and then th and th closing. So this is the id, and then this one is for this one, this one is for this one, this one for this one. And once you complete, make sure you do tr close. And the same thing for here. So if I read here tr, so this is the second row. You start with tr, and you close with tr. That's the first thing. And then how many data elements you have? So that's called td. So this is td, closing, starting and closing. So that's 1, starting and closing. That's 2, starting and closing. And that's the thing. Make sense? So as many rows you want to write, you can write. So let me do that. Let me copy this thing so you will understand what I'm talking about. So I copy this and let me put it here on the top again. I just want to show you better. So I'm putting here, so you can see nice table. If I do this table border 5, so you will see what's the meaning of this. So you can see 5 means like that. Again, they have border has a style also. So I'm right now, if I don't do right like 0, you will see nothing will show up. And if I do 1, it is show up like that. Pretty good. Now this TR. So if I remove this, like example, if I remove this, then it will be awkward. Check it out. It will be awkward. Why? Because there is only 2 cells. And if I do that, right, Control Z. Now, if I, let's say, remove these TR means row. So if I Control X that, so this line will disappear. Check it out. Makes sense? So if I want to write that, let's say if I want to write again, so I'll start with TR. I start and I close TR. Makes sense? And then I'll do TD. And let's say TD, let's say example, I say this is like number 3. And if I close TD, it will look awkward. Check it out. Why? Because I only did 1. You can see. Now I need to do start again and start again. And let's say I say my Kevin. These are my artificial imaginary friend, right? Kevin and TD. So you can see that I have that and TD, and I have these from India. Let's assume, and he's from India, right? So you can see I did that. Pretty good. So if I miss table, then it will look awkward too. Like check it out. It will look like that. So it's important you do. And the best way to do is organize. So the way I normally do, I highlight it and let me organize a little bit like tab, like that. So you can see more readable. So TR has this thing, you can see nicely. TR has this TR. So this is one TR, this is one TR. Anything you start, you close. Anything you start, you close. Anything you start, you close it. If you do that well. Now, you may want to say, hey, I want to do this thing, a decoration. So in that case, you need a style. So the way I can just quickly walk you through so you will understand. So here, the style. So like example, there are different ways you can do style. So if I do here, let me just search for you. So table CSS or table in style. I'll say in style and in style sheets. There are so many things you can get it. So again, I'm just going to give you, so you can see there are so many ways you can do. So if you do this way, this is the style, you can allow to edit color, style and all. So border, bottom, there are many more things you can do. Again, you can go crazy. So let's example background color. Let's say if I want to use it, let me show you better that way. So table border, here you go. And they are using border. So let's see if I can. I want to show you something. This is table width also, you can specify, but I don't want to just create a separate style. I want to in style. Just give me a second. I'll give you table in CSS style sheet example. Yeah. But if it is inside, it would be easier to do that. So right now we did border 1 pixel. Here we have border 1, right? Let's see if it is taking color equal to green. Let's say taking, otherwise you can say foreground or background color. So continue. So here, no problem. Because this one, if I do this thing, this is the outside. So then I have to use CSS. Let me just show you that way. It would be easier. So if I do in header, this concept called style. Let me show you style like this and close style. And then inside style, if I say, you know what, wherever is table, do this and this. So you can do that now. So if I show you color, so here width and border collapse, let's say color text, and do we have color? Here you go. CSS color. Yeah, here you go. So I can just quickly show you this different type of color. So you can see the, yeah, this is what I was looking for. So if I do this, you can apply that directly to here also. So example, check it out. So this type background color, this one. So if I do that, we can like that. So again, you don't need to know, like example, if you want to do red, you can do the red like that. Right? And if you want to do like border pixel, like example 5x, and if you run it, it will do the pixels, because this one also works on style. You can apply to anywhere. Again, no worries. So let's go to things. So this is our table. Now this is one of the interesting thing, you may like that. So marquee. So let me show you. So marquee means scrolling text. So if I add somewhere here, anywhere you can add under body, it doesn't need to be here. You can add later. So you can see marquee, it is rotating text. Pretty cool, huh? You can write whatever you want here. Marquee allows rotating, and there is a decoration of marquee also. Again, there are certain things here on our slide. If you plug it here, you will see what I'm talking about. You may like this. This is really cool, right? So sometimes we do that. So sometimes this marquee, it direction up. So it's going up. This one is left to right. This one is also decorating alternative. Check it out. So you can now, pretty good, huh? So this is something we use in Infotech, if you notice that. So if you notice in Infotech all the way up, here you go. This thing which you see here, right? This rotating part, that's a marquee. We have used it. Pretty good. It kind of give you eye-catching information. So far, marquee is nothing but rotations. Again, marquee can have inside marquee. So this is called parent marquee, and there is a child marquee. So this one is setting the tone, what marquee will do, and this one is doing the internal part. So you can do that. Now, I want to show you image. So the image part, for that I need to create this thing in my local machine, because this is what your homework is. So please do homework, play around, knock yourselves off, because something more you do is easier for you, because when you try, you will learn it. So for image, let's say I want to download some image. So let's go to, if I go to Infotech, and in Infotech, I want to download this image, this logo. So you can say right click and save image as, and if I have, no, that doesn't come. So, every computer has this kind of stage. So you can just snip, like you can say SNI snipping tool, right? So you can see snipping tool. So if you just right click and you can say snip, every computer has Windows machine. So snip, right click, and you can say pin to taskbar, pin to taskbar. So I already have it. So now if I'm going to click on it, and I'll say new, and if I say draw like this, I can draw. So check it out. So pin, new, and I can draw like this, and I capture the image, and I can say file, save as, file, save as, and I can put on a desktop, and I can say logo, right? Logo. I can also pick any site. So like example, if I go to Google, just an example, Google. So I go to Google, and let's say Google has changed that, hello, like, and let's say I want to pick something I like, image. Let's go to image. So something I like, right? Let's say I like this hello, right? So you can click on snip and new, and you can just draw it like that. So you capture, and then it is file, save as, and this time the file extension is JPG, and you can say hello dot JPG. Make sure you copy on your desktop. So I copy in a download, so I'll copy in a desktop, because I want to make sure I copy in a desktop, right? So desktop I copied, and also I'll put it download folders. I'll copy the desktop. So logo, so more you have logo, also I control C, and I'll put it in a desktop, because that's what I want to show you. So that I both file, I copy hello and I copy that. Now all of you should do download Notepad++. That's one of the free software, Notepad++. So like example, Notepad++. So you go to Notepad and you download Notepad++, and you click it. Be careful, this software is like, have a lot of links, and you don't click randomly. Pick right one, otherwise it comes with virus. So Notepad++, so you can see here, Notepad++, and try to download the first one, right? So when you click on it, it will start downloading mostly. So, or you can click on this one. So you download that. Once you download, you install. So when you install, you will see something like this, right? Let's see if you can download. Again, in case if you have not focused that, this is the link, Notepad, search on Google, Notepad++, and download 8.848, or it doesn't matter. Older version is also fine. Now, I'm going to take my code, which is this one. You can do Control A, Control A, Control A. Control A means select everything, Control A. and then do Control C. Control C. Control C means copy. So this one will copy everything what you write, copy. Control A will select everything, select. Now you come here in your notepad and say Control V. V means Victor. So for some reason it